All right, my friends. Well, happy Thanksgiving. Just got done washing the massive amount of dishes, and my wife makes a dinner. I cook it. She makes it. My daughters help make some desserts, and I'm the one who does all the cleanup. I love Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. Remember the Thanksgiving memories. Oh man, my dad would take me when I was 6, 7 years old on Peaks Island, going to see the Portland versus Deering Turkey Bowl games at the Portland High School Stadium, which is actually right next to King Middle School, where I went to middle school. And we'd take the boat in. I think the game started at 10, so it'd usually take the 8:15. We had to walk from the wharf on Commercial Street, up to where the Portland High School Stadium was, through town. For a little kid, that's a hike. That's a hike. It's freezing, and we get to the game. It was fun, man. I mean, it's one of those memories that you have, and there's a different time frame. I mean, it's different. It was a different era back then, in the mid '70s. Had my little Portland Bulldogs beanie, and I just remember like looking at these guys and just like in awe. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, those guys are like high school kids. They play football. It'd be freezing, and I just watched every play. I remember getting the program and seeing these kids. It's just it was fun. And then during halftime, we go get hot chocolate. Wait in line just while you're freezing. Because this is Maine in Thanksgiving. In Maine, it's cold on Thanksgiving. I don't think it's this year. It might be this winter, but right now it's not. And man, it was freaking awesome. And then after the game, we'd have this long trek home, just freezing, but take the boat back to Peaks Island, and it was like it was man, I tell you, um, if you know the history of Thanksgiving, it wasn't just like a 1 day feast. It was a couple days that they feast, and I kind of like for me, we never had any kind. I mean, look, man, we had food on our table. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't have any of the luxuries. You know what I'm saying? And so going back for Thanksgiving and be able to have pies and just tons of food. It was like I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you know how it is. The pilgrims must have been like, dude, this is great because the one time of the year we could just chow down without any worries, any fear, any concern about just anything. Let's just for the moment be thankful for what we have, and that's the way I always felt for Thanksgiving. I mean, it's just we get out early, take the boat into Portland. It's freezing our tushes off, but then got to go watch a football game. Come back, probably take the 12:15 back. Get home by usually miss the first quarter of the usually. I think the Lions usually played the first game. I don't think the Lions ever played the 4 o'clock game. Where I think it was always, but I think they always had an early kickoff for Thanksgiving. I think the Lions always kicked off at 12:30 and 12:30 Eastern time, and the Cowboys would play the later game. But anyway, and so I'd usually miss the first quarter and just watch football and the warmth of your home. Your mom was making all that food. The one day my parents wouldn't fight, it was, man, it just, everything was right. You know what I'm saying? Everything was right back then. For that one day, football was on. You got to spend some quality time with your pops. You got to go enjoy. I love football. I don't. I literally haven't. I don't watch. It's weird, man. How much I love football. And you're just removed from all the. And this is where the football is just screwed up, man. Don't you understand? People just want to watch it. As I hate to say escape, but just for a reprieve, not even an escape, but just a reprieve, just a break from the day-to-day stuff they're going through. That's why I don't understand why these sport leagues throw politics in. It doesn't. Man, I don't get it, man. Because people, when I watched, the freaking when I was a little kid, and just turn on a football game was like it's fantasy. It was fantasy, man. It was just man, it was fantastic. And just now, I mean, I'm telling you. And Thanksgiving, you had 2 games on a Thursday, and then you knew you're gonna have a Sunday coming up, and you're off from school, and oh man, it was just fantastic. You had all the food you could possibly eat. You had the warmth. You're freezing out there, and watching the high school game, freezing. So it's kind of like you had to go through a test. You get home, smell of food, the turkey, just all the luxury stuff you never had before, and you wouldn't have again for another year. Your parents weren't fighting for. It was. Uh, it's like you'd kill to have those times back. You know what I'm saying? And it was great. And then, when we were done in between the games, my brother, my tiny brother, I mean, he's 5 years younger than me, but we'd go outside and play football, and he'd always cry because I hit him too hard. Or I find that, we'd play down at the St. Christopher's Church down there with the neighborhood kids. We'd play. And then we'd come back and eat. What was that? I guess I can't remember when we eat. I think we used to eat pretty early. But then you come back and watch the second game, and man, it's just freaking. It's American, man. It's just America. And it just makes you feel good. Your memories of Thanksgiving. It wasn't always like that. I mean, I remember when my folks got divorced. I don't even remember. I don't remember. I remember. I don't remember any Thanksgivings until I guess high school. We lived in Maryland, and my dad had some very left-wing friends in College Park, and they were nice. I remember seeing them, going to their house for Thanksgiving. That's all I remember. Just one time. I don't remember anything else. That's funny. I literally don't remember anything. Like when yeah, it's weird, man. And then, I remember my first Thanksgiving was literally the second day I was in the Army had Thanksgiving. I just don't remember much. Then when I was in college, then it's just regular day. But as a little kid, those days were freaking, just man to die for. I don't know why the sports. I just don't know why. Because when you're getting involved in politics like that. You're choosing sides. I guess people can say the same thing about my channel. Well, why are you involved in politics? Well, because politics affects financial planning. It does. And I'm a political junkie. I always have been. And that's funny because one of my top videos of the 13 states that don't tax Social Security, I talk football because I love football. I love Walter Payton. I love the Raiders and the Patriots, of course, and I just love football. And people, I don't want to hear your stupid football. Whatever. But Thanksgiving memories, man. When I was working my bar Thanksgiving, I was going to do a live stream tonight. I just don't feel like doing it because I had to get these dishes done. Because the live stream on Thursday nights, believe it or not, are busy in the bar scene because everyone's done with family. They want to get out and just drink some beers and get a little bit rowdy because they've been tied up inside. With their family, and they just want to let loose. And so when I was in my bar, when I always work Thanksgiving to make bank, because it was a night, Thanksgivings were always busy. And I figured if I did a live stream tonight, there'd be a lot of people watching it too, but I'm too tired. Anyway, I hope you have some memories of Thanksgiving. By far and away, the best Thanksgiving, by far and away, is the best holiday there is for me. Nothing comes close. Christmas was always nerve-wracking because we're so poor. I didn't know if we were going to get anything. And then if we got something, and then my parents would just fight. It's just, And then when my dad left and my mom was just, Christmas was horrible. My birthday was horrible. The Thanksgiving was the one time, man. Easter was okay, but we had to go to some church on the other side of Portland, so we'd have to take a boat, walk all the way across town to some church. But the one thing about Easter is that we'd go to McDonald's. Once a year we'd go to McDonald's on Easter, and I just always remember if I could get a vanilla ice cream shake, a vanilla shake, or a caramel sundae, and having to choose between the two. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving to you, my friends. It's good to be alive. It's good to be an American. And I love Thanksgiving. It's great, and I hope you're having a good time. If you've got some stories to share about yours, put them in the notes. All right, we'll see you.